Welcome to Pick a Water Scripture Quarterly Insights. I am Global Water Queen AliNCIOLE Waters, and I am ready to get present with the water scriptures that come up during this time to provide what will be the highest priority focus for this quarter. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how this works. There will be 3 core themes for this quarter, and they'll be broken up into 3 groups, where each group will have a specific core theme. And how I break up these groups is by providing this image that you see with a candle, a spiritual book, and a wooden cross. So at this time, I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath. And I want you to focus on this image for a few moments. And whichever object stands out to you the most will determine the group that you will be in for your quarterly theme. And I also want to mention that even though you will be receiving insights based on your group, you might also find that some of the wisdom from the other groups might be relevant to you as well. And also, within the description of this video, you will find the timestamps for each of the groups. So if you want to listen to all of the group insights, feel free to do so. But if you want to just scroll ahead or skip ahead to your timestamp, then those are provided for you to have the accurate times for what the wisdom will be rendered for your group. So before I get started, I would like to provide a disclaimer that these insights are for a particular group of people who will resonate with this, and all of what is shared may not apply to everyone this quarter. However, some may find that the wisdom is still relevant at another phase of their journey. So I'm going to take a moment to be present in order to receive the scriptures for this quarter. And what I'll do is I'm going to write them down, then I'm going to look them up, and I'll begin to share what's revealed. So let's take a few more moments and make sure that you've selected your object. And I will be sure to give each group a name to reference during this experience. So give me a moment. I can be present for the scriptures for this quarter. Okay. All right. Okay, so I've jotted those down. Right, so here we go. Okay, group number 1. I am going to call you the light of the world. This is for those who selected the candle. You'll be group number 1. So the scripture that is going to be a core focus for you this quarter is Isaiah 58, verse 11. So Isaiah 58, verse 11 says, "And the Lord will guide you continually and satisfy your desire in scorched places and make your bones strong. And you shall be like a watered garden, like a spring of water, whose waters do not fail." And that is Isaiah 58, verse 11. Okay. So your core theme for this quarter is around already being in bloom and set up for continual flourishing. So basically what this means is that whatever you've been praying for or waiting to happen, you're more than ready to step into it or receive far beyond even your present expectations. So this metaphorically represents entering into one phase of what would seem to be like a promised land and then quickly transitioning to another promised territory that's going to actually supersede the great manifestations that will occur. Okay. So I'm also getting that this will entail 3 phases of what I like to call supernatural setups. So keep taking notice of what's already in bloom in your life and begin leveraging what has come into bloom or what is blossoming as keys to open up to newer opportunities. So like these will be the next doors to greater opportunities and possibly even a status shift. Okay, so whatever that would mean for you, have to get present with what the status shift would be for you. So yeah, leveraging what's already in bloom is keys to opening up the next doors of opportunities. Okay. All right, so each phase you will need to take right inspired actions. So everything isn't going to just drop in your lap, so to speak, although certain aspects will flow into place with great ease. Now, these will be easy actions, so it won't be a lot of hard work involved. You'll be shifting from one flourishing phase to another. So, with that being said, it's time to allow your blooms to bring breakthroughs, to continuously set you up to flourish. So again, group 1, our light of the world. Your core theme is about already being in bloom and set up for continual flourishing. So now I'm going to move on to group 2. Those of you who selected the spiritual book Um, so I'm going to call you Spiritual Food for the Soul. That's the name of your group. And the scripture that came up is from Isaiah 43, verse 2. Let me get over to Isaiah 43, verse 2. It says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep you over. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze." Okay. So spiritual food for the soul, your core theme is that God will be a comforting companion and a guide to greater prosperity. Okay. So this is about this quarter being the time that you start really leveraging your contrast, if you have some present, as your greatest ally for hope, comfort, success, and more. So if you've been through a hard time, especially recently, you'll find that your treasures lie within your contrast. The contrast represents like the coal that a diamond needs to be extracted from. So this is a time where shifting your perception around the dynamics that occur is going to be to your greatest advantage. And you will comfort yourself by seeing all that's happening really as a part of the bigger plan. This will also be God's way of comforting you and really leveraging this part of your journey as kind of like a roadmap to greater abundance and prosperity that awaits you actually before or even at the end of the quarter. So this really is like the journey inward to bring forth your greater value, as I mentioned, your treasures. And also this is going to bring forth your greater mission and purpose for the journey that's ahead. So I'm also getting whatever materializes from this experience will be exactly what you need in order to shift to the next level. I'm also getting that this is a great time to be preparing for prosperity in many forms, because it's within your preparation that you will come into the awareness of the greater expansion. And some of you might actually come into a significant harvest of some sort. So don't allow your contrasting moments to frustrate you or even distract you from focusing on your good. Just remember your core theme, that God will really be with you every step of the way and comforting you by reminding you that He has prepared for you something that is going to satisfy you really beyond measure. So, group 2, spiritual food for the soul. Just remember that your core theme is that God will be a comforting companion and guide to greater prosperity. Okay, so now we're going to move on to group 3, who selected the wooden cross. And, you know, the cross represents, well, so much, but freedom, definitely. So I'm going to name this group New Life Liberation. And the scripture that came up was from Isaiah 12, verse 3. So let me get over to Isaiah 12, verse 3. Okay, all right. So with joy you will draw water from the wells of salvation. Okay, New Life Liberation. Your core theme is a season of multiplication and uncommon increase. Nice. All right, so let me just be present with this for a moment here. Okay, so getting manifestations of all kinds are actually already at your doorstep or on your path. And this quarter will yield to you continuous overflows in several areas of your life. The expected and unexpected blessings and breakthroughs will be taking place consistently throughout this quarter, and you will receive the desires of your heart and more. That is definitely something to look forward to. I'm getting that this is about new life, new levels, and actually even new love, whatever that will mean. So your job in this season is to raise your expectations, meaning you need to be open to something greater. And expect, I'm getting a few plot shifts or plot twists in your plans that are going to be more than you can imagine. So this will truly be a quarter of a makeover of your entire experience. So one event can change the game of your life path trajectory. Now, I'm not getting that there's going to be a lot of action to be taken except in response to what occurs, meaning whatever's taking place is what will cause you to take the next action. So simple actions like if you got a new phone or a laptop and you just would have to do whatever's required to set it up in order to start using it. So these actions will be the normal things that you would do as you are getting through or going through your life. So I'm getting, that this is really going to be about kind of a new life beginning. So I'm just going to take a moment and see if there's anything else coming up. Okay, that feels complete. So group 3, New Life Liberation. So remember that your core theme is a season of multiplication and uncommon increase. So expect to see your blessings and breakthroughs multiplied for sure and come into manifestation in uncommon ways. So those are the quarterly insights for each group. And always when I provide these types of renderings, my prayer is always that these insights will assist in creating what's going to be best and in this case, what's going to be best for you in this quarter and yield high-level results. And if you're not already following the Global Water Queen on Tumblr, please be sure to do so. I also provide monthly water wisdom insights from Revelation 22, verse 1, the river of the water of life, in a segment called The Water Speaks to Me. So on Tumblr, you can find that and much more. So just be present with the insights that you've received for the quarter, and continue to revisit this as much as you need to over this quarter, so it can just help to assist you even more as you are progressing with this journey. Sounds like everyone has exciting things ahead. And so with that being said, I am wishing you a great quarter, and it's up to you to make this a great quarter. And stay blessed, and I will catch you on the next wave of wisdom.